Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about influencers wanting a crumb of Hollywood. Crumb of Hollywood. We talked about the other day that it's ridiculous that SAG-AFTRA is banning influencers from helping the studios promote movies in any capacity, or they have to speak positively about the strike. Because
but they can still go to conventions and make appearances and make money there. That's okay. Yeah, the actors and writers still do that, though.
Yeah,
yes.
As long as they talk around the movies.
Right, they're allowed to do that, but you're not allowed to.
But influencers are not allowed to help Hollywood in any way, because someday, if they ever want to join SAG-AFTRA themselves, there's a naughty list being kept. And the sad thing about it is it's influencers narking on other influencers, because there's no way in hell. I mean, there's so many YouTubers and TikTokers. There's no way in hell that the union can keep track of them all, but that's fine. They've got literal threads on Reddit where they're keeping track of all the people.
This is stupid. And the thing is, here's the kicker. They're telling them they can't do this, okay? Because, oh, you're scabs, right? They're saying that. But what's going to happen is they're not going to give them anything.
No, you're not going to get anything.
They're afraid that Hollywood's going to turn their attention to these people, and then they might replace them or might get attention that might make money where they're not making anything. So they're going to try to sideline them so they can't make a damn thing, or they can't get, they can't replace them while they're gone. But as soon as they're back, they're not going to let you have you're not going to let you a cookie either. They're not going to say, hey, come on in. You were good. You were a good one. You can be one of us. They're not going to do that unless you already have a deal in play and then they want a cut of it for their union. Yeah. They're not going to give you that. Here's a crumb if we feel like it. You can know your place. You're always beneath us.
This is exactly...
Not in a fun way.
Not in a fun way. Well, in some cases, maybe.
I don't know. Being on top's better. But anyway.
We're going to talk about this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do. Weirdly enough, we are eligible. We are, Clownfish TV, both of us, to be members of SAG-AFTRA. We are. We actually meet the criteria for that. Because
they won't now, because how dare we?
How dare we?
How dare we question things?
I don't want to be a part of it. Because they're even bringing up in the New York Times, they're like, despite not being part of the union, these influencers are... The influencers are so afraid of being blacklisted if they ever want to get into TV that they're not even going to go there, and they're going to cut their noses off. Same thing happened in comics.
They don't come to San Diego, and then everybody's like, it's the best con ever. Like, Hollywood taints everything it touches.
Yes.
And basically, they're telling influencers and stuff to fall in line and do what they say. And then, because otherwise you're going against us in case you ever want us to be on your side. And then they're never gonna give you anything. You're not gonna win in this way. They're not going to pick you over another actor, if they want someone to fill a role. It's not likely.
No, and there's more animosity brewing between influencers and film critics. Basically, they're trying to keep control. But yeah,
they want to control everything.
Absolutely. But we thought it was weird. We covered it originally. They said, despite not being in the actors union, many content creators are passing up deals to promote films or TV shows because they don't want to be barred from the guild.
We don't usually do that unless we want to talk about something we want to talk about.
Mostly tech companies in our case, but this is interesting. This is one of these influencers. This is Ms. Giulietti, who acts and aspires to one day join the union.
We can join it now. We just don't want to.
She declined an offer to market Hulu. The union's rule is part of a variety of aggressive tactics that hit a pivotal moment for Hollywood labor and shows its desire to assert itself. Is that what we're calling it? A new era with a different, mostly younger wave of creative talent. I want to be in these Netflix shows. I want to be in the Hulu shows. But we're standing by the writers. We're standing by SAG, she said. People write me off whenever I say I'm an influencer. And I'm like, no, I really feel like I could be making a difference here. She turned down
on Instagram? Okay.
She turned down $5,000 to
That's
promote.
All she was offered?
Yeah.
Okay. Only $5,000. Okay.
But to promote this movie.
Here's my thing. Look, you can if you believe in it, then you do you. If you want to turn it down because you want to stand with them, that's up to you. And I don't disagree with everything they're striking for, which we've said a bazillion times, and it will not matter because they'll still put us on the list, even though we've said, hey, we agree with you on these points, but not these points. I think it's absolutely stupid that people that have that just to get a cookie, maybe a crumb down the road, they're going to turn down money they might need now because 3 years from now I might get a crumb as an extra on a show, and I can't do it if I said one bad thing now.
The whole reason that YouTube blew up was
it wasn't Hollywood.
It wasn't Hollywood. It was an alternative to Hollywood. Now Hollywood wants to control. Or these people, no, it's not Hollywood. The studios are willing to work with the influencers. The old guard. The writers, the unionized writers and actors want to control their competition.
That's what I was going to say, because if they aren't scared off and they go and work with the studios, they might be a better spend of money for the studios than these other people would be. You know what I mean? Then the people that are on strike, and the studios might see that, and then oh shit. So it's a big game of keep away.
Yeah, it is.
Assholey game of keep away.
They said that the last time there was a strike, we did not have influencers, so they can actually circumvent this whole thing and be like, well, we'll just go to influencers and we don't even need the celebrities. They might like it better. The studios might be like, we can give you $5,000 versus paying somebody, millions of dollars to market. We'll just give a couple of you guys a couple $1,000s and you can actually get more reach than running a TV promo or something. Mm-hmm. And they said now they have to contend with it. But they said there are a small number of people that are eligible to join SAG-AFTRA that are influencers. We are two of those people. I checked the criteria. We are absolutely eligible to join, and there's no way in fuck I would do it. Because if you're going to tell me what to do, we're not on these shows. We're not acting in the shows.
I know what's going to happen. Even if we were in the union, it's not going to benefit us any, because well, later on you have to be a union member to participate in these shows, and it's like, I don't think that's right. I first of all, I think that's monopoly, and that's bullshit. But if you go say the wrong thing to somebody, you never get in the union, so you can never work in Hollywood, is absolute stupidity. But I think they're just doing it because they're afraid that these people will take their biscuit. And they want to keep all the biscuits. Like I said, you might be lucky to get a crumb. You kiss their ass, you'll do everything they want. You'll turn down money, you'll turn down opportunities. And then you'll be like, okay, it's my turn. And they'll be like, well, we're back now. We don't need you.
Remember,
you can have that little crumb over there.
Remember Comicsgate? Remember how the comic publishers weaponized wannabes to attack anybody who was. This is the exact same thing. It's on a bigger scale.
How many got to be big? How many got to be big?
Hardly any.
Yeah, other than the ones that were already in there, and they were their friends that had them in there. The rest of them, you're still sitting there trying to do a crowdfunder or something.
Yeah, or they got one chance. They put them in an anthology book or something like that.
Yeah,
that
you
work.
do 10 pages here.
You get to do 10 pages. So they said, and we talked about this, but this is what's disgusting. This is what angers me about it. I would never join SAG-AFTRA at this point anyway because of this bullshit right here.
And what points they do have, they're losing people with some of the other things they're doing.
It's bullying. At this point, they're calling the studios bullies. You're bullying influencers who really do not have skin in this game.
And they don't have the money that a lot of these actors have.
They don't have the money the actors have. $5,000, that's like a big deal for her. That's like 1 week's pay for a lot of these people. Even the lower end writers are, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you want these people to basically to cut themselves off from money, because right now I can tell you the ad rates are down. And a lot of these influencers are not making the money they were making a couple of years ago. And those sponsorship deals are pretty sweet for them. It makes up that lost revenue. And you're going to tell them not to take it because in 10 years they might want to be on a Hulu show, and Hulu might not exist in 10 years as an extra.
And because damn well they're going to be, you don't take that money, but as soon as they're back on, they'll take the money. They'll take 10 times that to do one tweet.
Yep.
And then everybody's going to go back to them and give them all the money, and then the influencers are going to have the opportunity again.
It said the union's message that content creators will be blocked from membership if they provide work or services for struck companies has sent many scrambling. This is what disgusts me. A number of creators have pledged support for writers and actors and circulated scab lists of influencers who promote new releases or appear at related events. Others have been frustrated or confused by the instructions from a union that doesn't protect them and that some have never even heard of.
It doesn't do you anything, because maybe someday you'll get a show picked up, but because the way that Hollywood has it set up, you're not allowed to do it if you're not in one of the unions.
We are eligible. They said that very few people, there are very few compared to, they have 160,000 movie and TV actors. In our case, we are eligible because of size of platform, the fact that we have an agent. We meet the criteria. Mm-hmm. They'd probably love to take our money every month. Fuck them. This is ridiculous. This is
because they're threatening.
Yeah, I would even possibly
more on their side if they weren't threatening people.
If you were not threatening people, I would seriously consider it just to, but at this point I'm like, fuck you. You're bullying people in our space. And I know what the end game is.
Talking down, people acting like, we're getting treated like we should be a factory worker, like the plebs. And I will not stand for arrogance like that. I just won't do it. And of course, like I said before, there's a lot of writers and actors who do not behave that way. They're like the most down-to-earth, nice people out there. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the arrogant fucktards who are talking down to everybody.
Yeah, so this is a guy here. He's got 3 million followers on TikTok. That's pretty sizable. If I were to help the big studios amid this, I'm just hurting myself in the future. Are you?
Are you though? Yeah.
Because I think what's going to happen, like, look, you got more followers than we got. I get it there, Mario. What you do, whatever you want to do, whatever you.
Well, TikTok's not that hard. You
Yeah,
can get
TikTok is way
followers
easier.
really quick if you spend some money.
But the thing is that I think after the dust settles with this round of strikes, we're looking at a very different Hollywood. And I think studios are going to be working with less and less unionized talent. So this doesn't happen again. I think you can be part of a union. But I think it will be optional. Now it's like if you want to get anything through Hollywood, the production pipeline, you got to go through the unions. I think after this, that's not going to be the case.
I think the unions are hurting themselves because
Yeah,
I'll tell
they
you
are.
why. Because they're, you can agree with them like, okay, the residuals is a big problem, which we've said before. It has been a big problem for years. They really should have straightened it out before now. I think the pandemic pushed it back. It's been an issue for several years now. And you have the AI issue, which I completely agree with them. AI is something to be concerned about.
It needs to be regulated. It does need to be regulated.
I agree. I am totally there with you. You had us on that. But then when you go in there and you start talking down to people like they're beneath you, and you start talking about how you need a required amount of writers in the writer's room because we all need to stay employed even though the market's shrunk by half and things like that. And then you're telling these other people they can't do stuff because someday they might want to join your union and you're going to tell them no. Because they aren't part of your union now, so they are not scabbing in any way, shape, or form because they're not part of your union. They're not your union. And basically, if that's scab, they were getting brand deals. They were getting these studio gigs and brand deals before your strike. So it's not because they're crossing a picket line, to taking something away from you. These people had all these deals were given to these people before you struck. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're like going out of their way to take on more work because they were getting this stuff before. I can tell you for a fact brand deals were out there before your strike. It's just bullshit. It's controlling, and I guarantee you, as soon as it's over, they're going to take all the brand deals back, and they're not going to be like, "Thanks, sucker," but you can be in the union now.
Yeah, you get to be in the union. You can get in line behind the rest of us. So here's a 27-year-old gaming streamer. She streams Fortnite. She's never heard of SAG-AFTRA. She has over 1 million followers on TikTok, and she's like, "Oh, I'm kind of worried because I worked with Amazon before, This is ridiculous." But she went to the Barbie promotion, but they said, yeah, influencers are being asked to turn down 5-figure deals. And the majority of creators I've talked to about feel it's unfair.
I agree.
It's unfair as non-union members. They're being included in this conversation.
They have they get no
I agree.
benefits from the union getting a better deal. They benefit from nothing. But you're trying to bully them with the threat of never being allowed to join if they don't do what you want so that you get your deal. But I don't see you out there petitioning when the ad rates dropped or someone might get their channel demonetized. Are you out there backing them up? I don't think so.
This guy's like, this is our goal. Basically, a lot of us got into content creation because we want to be Hollywood. I'm like,
I want to be Hollywood if you paid me.
I wouldn't. At this point, no. This system we need to have an entertainment industry that exists outside of Hollywood. We need to decentralize
Well, that's what's
it.
happening, and they're pissed about it.
And they're trying to basically bully these people into towing the line for them to keep the status quo. And like I said, they might get some of what they want in these conversations. I think we're going to have a very, very different Hollywood after the strikes, after the dust settles, because we're going to have fewer people working in the industry. I think the studios are going to be more inclined to work with productions that are non-union because they're like, yeah, it's not going to gum up the works.
Well, there's this one person that's talking about it. She said that she's a TikTok creator, 300,000 followers, talks about TV shows and movies, okay? Like basically what we do.
Yeah.
She said that they're basically stuck in the middle. We knew we were going to get approached, and it's like we're in a really messy family feud. Regardless of if you want to join the union or not, you don't want to be one of those people that's willing to take a check instead of standing and support people fighting for actual livable wages. If that was all it was.
That's not what
But that's not all it was. And so these people fighting for quote unquote actual livable wages make more money than most people make. And then they sit there and talk down to everybody like, oh my God, they treat us like we're a factory worker, like we're one of you people. You know? It's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And look, again, we know that there are some people that are not making fantastic money.
I'm talking about the people that, are being the assholes.
But a lot of these influencers are making less money than these people are making, and you're asking them to curtail their own life. Like, you're like, hey, do it for the little guy. These people are littler than you are, and you're telling them to not make a living so you can get what you want. How the fuck is that fair? How is that fair?
Wait, here's the silver lining for us, right?
Oh, okay.
Wait. It's been painful to miss out on posting about the star-studded Barbie movie. We gave it a review and declined to attend an early screening of the film in Atlanta. She and a friend were messaging recently after trailers for the Marvels dropped, agonizing over their ability to post. But guess who can still talk about it? Us. complaining for us. We were texting each other back and forth like, this is so hard. She said she was prepared to hold out for months, but she's already thinking of holiday releases, and she's going, please don't let it go, but let it get done by Christmas, right? Please don't let it go to Christmas.
It might.
I hope not, because I do feel bad for the people, like the writers especially. They're still out there. A lot of them have a lot of money, a lot of them don't, and they're like, and I don't want people losing their houses over this. That's stupid.
No. I think in this case,
I really don't want that.
but we're seeing what the motivation is, because we've seen lots of pop culture blogs that have gone all in on supporting the strike. Now you see they're flat out saying these journalists are not going to say it, but they want to jump to Hollywood too, and they want to make sure they're on the right side of this because they think that is their ticket to Hollywood. And I'm telling you,
just being in the union doesn't get you a job.
No. Just having an agent doesn't get you a gig.
Well, I can tell you the agent for sure, but ask other people who've been in the union who went home because they couldn't get gigs. Yeah. You don't have to be talented to be in the union. You have to be actually out there trying to get jobs.
Put your time in, meet the criteria, pay your dues. That's basically all you got to do. And there's so many people that are in the union that are not making shit. You know, they're not getting called. So anyway, there we go, guys. This is what people are willing to do for us.
If there's not enough for them, why do they think there's going to be for you?
They're not. They're using you.
Or they're going to use you to dig up, deals that they'll just take from you to give to the other people.
We have had that happen.
Yes, we have
had that happen. Yeah, some people probably owe their careers to us. You're welcome. Are we going to wrap this up? All right. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.